Hello, thanks for stopping by. Check out the dog. My dog is going crazy in here. Maximiliano, you got your bolsito? He got his bolsito, eh? As long as he has his bolsito, he's okay. So now, the snowboard. I put the snowboard on Kijiji. Kijiji is a local website for selling stuff like Craigslist. What I want to demonstrate in this video is the binary, the corollary, the opposite, the other way to sell this snowboard. So what we're trying to do in sales is create conversations. Create a conversation. So how do you create a conversation around a snowboard? Well, you go to where there are snowboarders. So this is the thing with lifestyle. So you take the snowboard, you go to a snowboarding and skiing resort, and you show up and you're smiling and you're silent and you have a service-based mindset. This is the key to that thing. So now, if you show up where there are snowboarders and you have a snowboard, what do you think you're going to be talking about? Snowboarding. So when I bump into someone who likes my snowboard, it's easy. When I bump into someone with whom I share some commonalities, these are those things that you're taught in sales about finding a common ground and ultimately what's known as lifestyle marketing. So there's a book by a guy called John Scully. John Scully was at Apple. Rather, he was at um, Pepsi in the 80s. And his team at Pepsi, they finally overtook Coca-Cola in terms of becoming the number one soft drink in the world. The way they did this is they showed advertisements of people on beaches playing volleyball in bikinis. They didn't talk about the drink at all. I mean, after all, Coke and Pepsi are pretty much the same. The fact that you have to have a taste test shows that they're the same. You wouldn't have a taste test if they were different. A taste test shows you that there's dissimilar enough or similar enough to confuse people. Coffee's coffee. Like, this is great coffee. I mean, as long as it's not bad. Soda beverages are more or less the same. You can get a generic can of soda. You can go to Dollarama and get really cheap cans of soda. You can get Pepsi and Coca-Cola really cheap. In any case, if I go snowboarding with my snowboard and I go to a ski hill, I might talk to someone about snowboarding and I can sell them the snowboard very easily as long as I have those three ingredients: smiling, silence, which means I let the other person talk and they will eventually tell me what's on their mind. And a service based attitude just means that I'm the guy who says, hey, I just happen to have this snowboard. I have another snowboard in my bag, in the back of my car. But this one I can let you have. Like, what's a good offer? A couple $100. So these are the things that they teach you in sales. So now, John Scully was the head of marketing at Pepsi, the CMO, Chief Marketing Officer. They got to number one by showing ads of. Did you hear that noise? That was a firecracker going off. So tonight, my wife and I are going over there to the lake. There's going to be fireworks. It's Victoria Day in Toronto here. So if you get this on the long weekend Monday, you can head down to Woodbine Beach. You can go to Woodbine bus station and take the bus number 92 down to the beach, or try and get there some other way. I suppose we're going to be trying. We're going to be trying to drive in and park. So John Scully at Pepsi, they took it to number one. And it's kind of a sad story, really. John Scully was hired by Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs needed a CEO. The board of Apple Computers said, "Well, listen, you're a good guy, but we're rather bored with your style of management, like running around with no shoes and all this kind of stuff. It's got to stop." And crying, bawling like a baby in board meetings. "We're bored of this, Mr. Jobs. So you got a new job, and it's not CEO. So you need to find someone for that job." He went to Pepsi on the East Coast. He went to their campus. He went to the mansion that John Scully lives in, things like this. And he said the classic line to John Scully. He said, "Do you want to spend the rest of your life, do you want to change the world? Or do you want to spend the rest of your life selling colored water?" And those words magically did the job. John Scully went over to Apple. The rest is history. He ended up firing John Scully, yeah. He ended up becoming the CEO of Apple. He fired Steve Jobs and wrote this book called Odyssey. He talks about lifestyle marketing. And so now, with sales, ultimately there's always the parallel universe of what you could be doing in sales. If you're an assertive person and you're like blah 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 blah, then you might think about the opposite, which is listening the whole time. If you ask a lot of questions, I mean, asking a lot of questions is good, because then you shut up and you observe silence and you let the other person speak. But it's hard to explain this thing that I'm talking about. There's a dichotomy or some kind of binary parallel universe that exists in sales. So I put the snowboard online. That's marketing. Or in sales, I could do what now? How do I sell this? It's not snowboarding season, right? If it was snowboarding season, then you just show up with a smile and you're silent and you have a service-based attitude. So I think that's enough for now. Thank you for tuning in. Let me know if you've got questions. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe, hit the bell notifications, and I look forward to hearing from you.